Welcome to School Page Video Teacher. Tenth CBSE Physics Chapter The Human Eye and the Colorful World. After watching this video, you will be able to understand the power of accommodation of an human eye. Now let us understand the power of accommodation. We know that a normal eye can see the distant objects as well as the nearby objects. This is possible by changing the focal length of its lens. Since the eye lens is composed of a fibrous jelly-like material, its curvature can be modified to some extent by ciliary muscles. So let's understand the function of ciliary muscles. Ciliary muscles changes the thickness of eye lens while focusing. That is, the focal length of the eye lens can be changed by changing its shape by the action of ciliary muscles. Hence, in this way, an eye differs from a camera. The focal length of the convex lens used in camera is fixed and cannot be changed. But the focal length of the convex lens present inside the eye can be changed by the action of ciliary muscles. So this is the main difference between an eye and the camera. That is, the focal length of the convex lens present in camera is fixed, whereas the focal length of the convex lens present inside the eye can be changed. Hence, the change in the curvature of the eye lens can thus change its focal length. Now let's try and understand how the eye is able to focus the objects lying at various distances. Let us consider the first case when we are trying to look at far objects. So in this image, you may notice that how ciliary muscles gets relaxed when we are looking at far objects. So the first case when we are looking at objects far to the eye. So what happens in this case? Since the object is lying at very far distance from the lens, the ciliary muscles gets relaxed. So since the ciliary muscles are relaxed, the lens becomes thin, as you can see here. Thus, the focal length increases. Let us consider the second case when we are looking at objects closer to the eye. So the second case is near objects. So when we are looking at objects closer to the eye, the ciliary muscle contract, which increases the curvature of the eye lens. The lens becomes thicker. As you can see here, the lens has become thick because the ciliary muscles have contracted. So the lens becomes thick. So what happens to focal length for thick lens? The focal length decreases. So these are the very important cases when object is placed at far distance and when object is placed at near distance. So what happens to ciliary muscles? They get relaxed, the lens becomes thin. and the focal length increases. Whereas here, the ciliary muscles get contracted, the lens becomes thick, and the focal length is reduced. Okay? So the ability of the eye lens to adjust its focal length is called accommodation. So the ability of the eye lens to adjust its focal length is called as accommodation. The maximum accommodation of a normal eye is reached when the object is at a distance of about 25 centimeter. That is, we cannot see objects clearly when they are placed below 25 centimeter because the ciliary muscle cannot make the eye lens more thick. So this is the reason why we are not able to see objects when it is placed before 25 centimeter. Two terms are very important to understand while studying the power of accommodation. That is, near point of an eye and the far point of an eye. Try to read a printed page of the book by holding it very close to your eyes. You may experience the images being blurred or feel strain in the eye. Therefore, to see an object clearly and distinctly, you must hold it at about 25 centimeter from the eyes, the minimum distance at which the objects can be seen clearly without strain is called as least distance or near point. So the minimum distance at which the objects can be seen clearly without strain is called as least distance or near point. So we have understood that the near point should be about 25 centimeter. The farthest point up to which the eye can see objects clearly is called the far point. That is, the maximum point up to which the eye can see objects clearly is called as far point. The far point for an eye is infinity. That is how we are able to see stars which are placed at very far distance from us. So you may note here, a normal eye can see objects clearly that are between 25 centimeter and infinity. The crystalline lens of some people at old age becomes milky and cloudy. This condition is called cataract, which causes partial or complete loss of vision. It is possible to restore vision through a cataract surgery. In our next video, let us study the defects of vision and their correction. After watching this video, now you should have understood the power of accommodation of an human eye. Thank you for watching. For more videos, visit our website videoteacher.schoolpage.me.